What if I told you that skipping 2 coffees a week could eventually pay you over $4,000 a month? No gimmicks, no crypto schemes, just a simple strategy that anybody can start with pocket change. Most finance gurus tell you to invest in dividends, but they never answer the one question that actually matters. How much money do you really need to get started? Today, I'm going to break down exactly how to turn just $500 into a portfolio that generates serious monthly income. And I'll show you the exact stocks to do it. The problem: your money is dying. Here's something you've definitely noticed but maybe haven't connected the dots on yet. Your paycheck hits the same, but somehow you're ending each month with less. Your grocery bill keeps climbing, rent goes up like clockwork. Even your Netflix subscription costs more than it did 2 years ago. This isn't bad luck, it's inflation, and it's eating away at your wealth every single day. Let me put this in perspective. From 2015 to 2020, inflation was pretty tame, sitting around 2% or less. Then everything changed. In 2021 and 2022, prices exploded. We're talking about inflation hitting over 9%, the highest level in 40 years. Gas, groceries, housing, everything skyrocketed practically overnight. Things have cooled down since then, but even now in 2025, inflation is still running between 2.5% and 3%. And here's what makes this brutal. That might sound small, but it's relentless. Every single year, your dollar buys a little less than the year before. Meanwhile, income isn't keeping up. Last year, the average U.S. household earned about $83,000, which sounds decent until you realize that only went up by 1.3% from the previous year. During that same period, inflation was around 4%. So yeah, technically you got a raise, but in reality, you got poor. Let's make this concrete. Say your weekly grocery bill is $150. With just 3% inflation, that becomes $154.50. That's $4.50 more each week. Over a month, that's an extra $18. Over a full year, you're paying an additional $230 for the exact same cart of groceries. Now apply that same pattern to your rent, gas, phone bill, internet, car insurance, everything. It adds up fast. This is exactly why parking your money in a savings account doesn't cut it anymore. Sure, the number might stay the same, but its actual buying power is shrinking month after month. If you want to get ahead, your money needs to grow faster than inflation eats it away. And that's where dividend investing comes in.
The real question: can you start with $500? Most people put off investing because they think they need thousands of dollars before it's even worth it, like there's some magic number you have to hit first. The truth: you can absolutely start with $500. Here's why that works now when it didn't before. First, fractional shares changed everything. Modern brokerages let you buy pieces of stocks. You don't need to wait until you can afford a full share of Apple or Microsoft anymore. If a stock costs $300 and you only have $50, you can still buy a slice of it. Your dividends get paid based on whatever fraction you own. Second, time matters more than your starting amount. The real power of investing isn't about how much you put in on day one. It's about how long you give it to grow. Even a small amount compounds into something significant over decades. Third, think about what $500 actually represents. That's less than a new phone. It's a couple of nights out. A phone loses value the second you walk out of the store. A night out is fun, but gone by morning. But $500 invested? That has the potential to grow, generate income, and multiply into something way more valuable. The biggest advantage you can give yourself isn't more money, it's more time. Starting early, even with a modest amount, makes a massive difference down the road. What is dividend investing? Let's break down what we're actually talking about here. A dividend is cash that a company pays you just for owning its stock. When you buy shares of, say, Coca-Cola, you're not just a customer anymore. You're technically a part owner of the company. And when that company makes a profit and decides to share it with shareholders, they send you a little piece of that profit. That's your dividend. You don't have to sell anything. It doesn't matter what the stock price is doing that day. As long as you own the stock and it pays dividends, you get paid. That's dividend income. Dividend investing takes this simple concept and builds an entire strategy around it. Instead of only buying stocks because you hope the price will go up someday, you focus on companies that consistently pay and increase their dividends. That way, you're not waiting for some future sale to cash out. You're earning money along the way. The secret weapon, drip. But here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you're starting with $500. There's a strategy called DRIP, which stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. This is what turns your investment into a money-making machine. Instead of taking your dividend payments out and spending them, you use them to automatically buy more shares of the same stock. Sounds simple, right? But this is an absolute game changer because each new share you buy earns its own dividends. Then those dividends buy even more shares, and those shares earn more dividends. It creates this beautiful cycle: buy, earn, reinvest, repeat. Let me show you exactly how this works with real numbers. You start with $500 in a stock that pays a 5% dividend yield. The stock costs $10 per share, so you begin with 50 shares. After 1 year, that 5% yield gives you $25 in dividends. Instead of withdrawing it, you reinvest it. At $10 a share, that $25 buys you 2.5 more shares. Now you own 52.5 shares. The next year, your dividends are calculated on a slightly bigger investment. Now you're earning 5% on $525 instead of just $500. That generates $26.25, which buys another 2.625 shares. You're up to about 55.13 shares. Year 3, same thing. You're now earning dividends on $551.25. That's $27.56, which gets you about 2.75 more shares, bringing your total to roughly 57.88 shares.
It's slow at first, like rolling a tiny snowball down a hill, but keep it going and it starts building serious momentum. The key isn't speed, it's consistency. Reinvest every dollar, let time do the heavy lifting, and the results become undeniable. How to choose the right dividend stocks. Now here's the thing, not every dividend stock is worth owning. You need to know how to separate the solid picks from the risky ones. Here are the key filters I use. Dividend yield. This is the percentage of income a stock pays compared to its price. If a stock trades at $100 and pays $4 in dividends annually, the yield is 4%. That's your starting income. But be careful. If you see a yield that looks too good to be true, like 10% or 12%, it often is. That usually means the company is struggling and might not sustain those payments. For beginners, look for yields in the 2% to 5% range. Dividend growth. You need companies that increase their dividends year after year. This signals financial strength. If a stock raised its dividend from $1 to $2 over 10 years, that's 100% growth. The best companies treat dividends like a promise to long-term investors. Share price appreciation. While dividends give you income, you also want the stock itself to grow in value. The best dividend stocks do double duty. They pay you and they increase in price, building long-term wealth. Business durability. Ask yourself, will people still need this company's product or service in 10 or 20 years? Utilities, consumer staples, finance, healthcare, these industries don't go out of style. Chasing trendy companies might be exciting, but they rarely deliver reliable dividends. Resilience during tough times. Look at the company's history. Did it keep paying dividends during recessions or market crashes? If yes, that's a major green flag. When you combine these factors, yield, growth, price appreciation, durability, and resilience, you get a portfolio that balances stability with growth. The portfolio, 5 stocks to get started. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Here's a beginner-friendly dividend portfolio made up of 5 strong picks with proven track records. Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. Think of this as a basket of strong dividend-paying U.S. companies all bundled together. It currently offers a 3.75% dividend yield, has increased its dividend by 10.77% annually over the last decade, and its share price has grown around 8.62% yearly. For beginners, SCHD gives you instant diversification and a rock-solid foundation. Morgan Stanley, MS, one of the world's leading financial firms. Current dividend yield is 2.5%, but the real standout is its dividend growth, averaging 22.4% per year over the last decade.
The stock price has climbed almost 17% annually. It's a perfect example of combining income with serious long-term growth. Federal Agricultural Mortgage Corporation, AGM. This company supports American agriculture by financing farmers and rural communities. It pays a 3.27% dividend yield and has grown dividends by an incredible 25.27% per year for the last 10 years. Share price appreciation has been 17.34% annually. It's a powerful mix of income growth and resilience in a sector people depend on. CubeSmart, Self-Storage Real Estate Investment Trust. Storage is one of those needs that doesn't disappear even in tough times. CubeSmart offers a 5.17% dividend yield with 13% annual dividend growth over the last decade and about 4.12% annual price appreciation. It's a dependable income generator with a defensive business model. An international fragrance and beauty company, IFF. Not a household name, but that's what makes it interesting. It delivers a 3.16% dividend yield, 20.21% annual dividend growth, and around 15.55% yearly price appreciation.
Calculating your portfolio metrics. Now let's figure out what these 5 stocks mean for your overall portfolio. We'll keep it simple and give each holding an equal 20% slice. To find your portfolio's dividend yield, we take the average of the individual yields. Scott, 3.75%, MS, 2.5%, AGM, 3.27%, Cube, 5.17%, IFF, 3.16%. Total, 17.85% divided by 5 equals 3.57% portfolio dividend yield. Using the same process, portfolio dividend growth rate, 18.33%, portfolio annual share price appreciation, 12.51%. The projection, $500 over 30 years. All right, here's where it gets exciting. What does $500 in this portfolio actually look like in 10, 20, or 30 years? Let's say you invest $500 and simply let it grow with no additional contributions. Year 1, portfolio value around $600, generating about $20 in dividends. Year 10, portfolio grows to approximately $2,400, generating about $120 in yearly dividends. Year 20, the projection climbs to nearly $16,000 with annual dividends of about $1,400. That's over $100 per month flowing in. Year 30, the portfolio reaches approximately $174,000 and dividends hit nearly $24,000 per year. That's around $2,000 every single month from an investment that started with just $500. This is compounding at work, slow in the beginning, but explosive over time. The game changer, adding $2 per week. Now here's where things get really wild. That was with a one-time investment. What if you added just a little bit more on a weekly basis? Let's take that same portfolio and boost it with just $2 a week. That's less than a coffee. You invest the same $500 up front and add only $2 every week. Year 1, portfolio at roughly $700, generating about $20 in dividends. Year 10, balance grows to nearly $4,700 with annual dividends of about $230. Year 20, compounding accelerates. The portfolio reaches approximately $34,000 and dividends hit around $3,000 per year. Year 30, the results become absolutely dramatic. The balance projects at $373,000, producing nearly $52,000 in yearly dividends. That's more than $4,300 every single month, from starting with just $500 and adding $2 a week. Look, I get it. $500 might not seem like much. $2 a week might feel insignificant, but this is exactly how wealth gets built. Not through massive windfalls or getting lucky with meme stocks, through consistency, patience, and letting compound growth do what it does best. The hardest part is starting. Once you do, time becomes your greatest ally. So what are you waiting for? If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more real strategies to build wealth. And if you want to know why building wealth gets easier after you hit $100,000, check out the video I'm putting on screen right now. I'll see you in the next one.